to welcome Paolo Ciccarelli from the European Commission's Directorate General for International Partnership, who will introduce to us the Global Gateway, the Unlocking Strategic Transport Corridors for an Enhanced and Green EU-Africa Connectivity Strategy. We are very excited to hearing more about this. To me, it sounds like there's about economic growth and trade, and all of this should be sustainable and green and low carbon. So we are excited to hearing more from you. Paolo, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I'm supposed to give a little bit of a general introduction to Global Gateway and to show what it is. I think I have a presentation which I hope that will be on the screen soon. Global Gateway basically is the offer of the EU to strengthen connectivity. And basically, if we can go already to the next slides, thank you. And basically, it is important that is an offer that is value-based, is an alternative that creates links and partnership and not dependencies. Global Gateway is supposed to reconcile the EU ambition to support partner countries in achieving the SDGs, in line also with the Paris Agreement, with, on the other side, the need to ensure that the EU remain a global leader in the connectivity agenda. And basically, this will, in our opinion, create a win-win situation, development impact for our partner countries, and external investment in line with also the EU interest. So if we can go to the next, thank you. So basically, we see that important to establish immediately the principle for this global gateway, because it's not only about money and business, as a kind of important principles that are on democratic values, high standards. This means that investment will be in line with the rule of law, with the human rights and with international norms. This means also that we want to deliver with transparency and sustainability of projects, that we will equal partnership. As I said before, we don't want to create dependencies. We want to have really partnership with our partner countries based on equal needs and opportunities. And then, of course, they will be also looking at the green transition and the digital transitions. We want that our investment are for a step forward to move in a circular economy. And then when we talk about security, this is not only about the usual cyber and hybrid threats, but it's also about to be safe and resilient to natural or man-made disasters. And then last principle, very important for us, is to catalyze private sector, because we want to attract investment involving EU leading industry, private sector, knowledge and investment capacity, but also to involve the industry of our local partners. So with the next slide, we can see that when we talk about Global Gateway, physical infrastructure, but also is important the enabling environment to keep the infrastructure sustainable, and also to make sure that the investment are happening in a business and economic environment that is suitable. So this investment must be comprehensive, sustainable, with the aim of bringing countries and society and people closer together, and very important, enabling the twin transition, green and digital, in line with the EU value and especially democracy. So from the EU perspective, connectivity must be based on international accepted standard and regulation to provide a level playing field. So if we can go to the next, thank you. So here you can see the 5 priorities of the global gateways. The first 3 are very clearly linked to digitalization, energy, and transport are clearly linked to the connectivity agenda, but also we are interested in the people-to-people connectivity, so education and research. And then, of course, we also looked at health, because with the pandemic of the COVID-19, of course, now we want to make a special efforts into strengthen the supply chain and local vaccines productions. So with the next, please. So this is the budget of Global Gateway, 300 billions. This is, of course, include different components. There is as regard financing, we will mobilize these 300 billions from until 2027, and basically 135 billions will be worth of investment that will be made possible through the European Fund for Sustainable Development. Then there will be a part of grants, 18 billions, and then the last part on 145 billions. These are investment from the European Financial and Development Finance Institution. So the first two, 18 plus 135, are the EU budget, while the 145 is the budget from other European and financial development finance institutions. So this basically will happen through different tools, different, let's say, innovative tools, but very important that we also will create a European export credit facilities. This is at the moment we are carrying out a feasibility study analyzing different options to put in place these facilities, and this study is supposed to be concluded at the end of the year. So basically we will be able to put these credit facilities in place sometimes in 2023. So if we go with the next slides, here again you can see basically a little bit the breakdown of this 300 billions. In fact, there is under the European Finance Sustainable Development Fund, EFSD+, there will be a guarantees that is dedicated completely to EIB, and this will be for sovereign lending. And then there will be also other, let's say, not sub-sovereign, not commercial windows. And then there will be an open architecture. That means that will be open to all financing institutions, Europeans, but also non-Europeans. But of course, there is a clause of preference for European institutions, and this will be about sub-sovereign and commercial lending. And then there will be also 6 thematic windows, which will be including also big one on connectivity, which will include energy, digitalization, and transport. And basically, this will be on top of the funding that will come through the blending that is, as you know, a mix between loans and grants. So we will be a big guarantee scheme, and then also we will continue blending as we did in the past. So next slides, please. So the important to say that to scale up this global gateway, very important is the Team Europe approach, because as you see, I already mentioned that in the 300 billions are included, let's say, contribution from the budget of EU member states. So it's not only the EU, but it's EU plus its member states. And also, we will use this coordinated approach between the EU institution, the member states, and the financial institution, and also the European private sector, to leverage this investment under the form of Team Europe initiative. This will mean that basically we are not making, as we did a little bit in the past, a lot of projects in different places, but of different of a smaller scale. But we want to scale up investment with big flagships, and this will be basically help in focusing and to achieve bigger impact and basically to think big, I would say, in order to raise the impact of what we do. So next slide. Sorry, but I don't see the So and now we come to the subject that is the important issue, that is this the investment on the strategic corridors. This is about transport, and basically, as I said, we want to scale up and concentrate investment. So we made a long analysis of all the different transport corridors in Africa. We set up with the help of our joint research center with a number of indicators to analyze in details all the corridors, 55 corridors in Africa that comes out from the programs from the master plan, regional master plan, and PDAP, continental document of African Union Commission. Through this long, let's say, assessment, we came out with a list of 11 corridors. This can be seen in the next slides, I think. And basically, the idea is that on these 11 corridors, basically, we will have a kind of 360-degree vision in which we are not looking as before at only road rehabilitation, but we are looking really at the corridors from the point of production or point of connection to the ports or high ports. We will include in these corridors also the secondary network that are aggregated to the corridors. We will include the connectivity of cities. For example, in some of these corridors, there are a lot of very important cities. So we are looking at urban mobility included in that. And there will be the big issue of decarbonizing the corridors and, of course, greening the infrastructure, digitalize the infrastructure, and increase as much as possible, let's say, the corridor efficiency, looking also at the logistic and at operations. So by doing this, we are creating as we have seen before, big Team Europe initiatives. This will be helped to put together the Commission, the EU member states, agencies, and financing institutions. And on each corridor, we will basically create a Team Europe initiative. So this will be big flagships of the EU Africa package, but this big flagship will be divided in these 11 corridors, and each of these 11 corridors will be a unique Team Europe initiative. So I hope that this concept is clear. It will be something that we want really to scale up. We are talking about investing at least 200-300 million of grants in these corridors that we should arrive to at least to dedicate at least 1 billion to each corridor as a minimum, let's say. And this has to be done in coordination, strong coordination with all EU member states. But of course, we are already taking this discussion at the level of UN, World Bank, and other, let's say, international organizations. And of course, the regional banks like the African Development Bank. With the next slides. So the other things that is a part of the Global Gateway is our dossier on cities, and of course here is very more important the green transitions, and here there is a nice let's say cluster on the sustainable urban mobility, because we can put together, let's say, the transport corridor with this sustainable urban mobility. And basically, in analogy of what we are doing in the EU with the TNT nodes that are the cities. Basically, the global gateway strategy will include this urban mobility investment in the network nodes. So this will be completely integrated in the 11 corridors that we have seen before. That means that we will give a preference to the cities that are in these 11 corridors, but of course, to scale up massively our investment, but we will also work in other cities, but of course, maybe at a different scale. And I think that here my introduction to Global Gateway is completed. Thank you very much. I hope that I've been able to do it in the 15 minutes as agreed, which was very difficult, actually. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Paolo. And actually, you did a great job and almost sticking to the minute in your presentation. So we are glad to hear that Europe and Africa are partnering up for sustainable economic development together. And that also, most importantly, that there are financial resources available and also accessible, which is very often a critical point. Thank you, Paolo. We are looking forward to what's coming within this project.